Hello, YouTube. Hello, hello. Recording for YouTube now. Doing the main man strat, as always. Okay, so now we're gonna do Lee versus Akuma. Lee versus Akuma. This fucking character, man. Eesh. I mean, both of them. Both top 4 character versus top 1 character. Okay, let's do Akuma's stuff. I mean, against Akuma, the one thing you need to know how to deal with is this, right? This jump right here. Eesh, I think this is the right one. Let me see if this is the right one. No, that's the long one. I need the short one. Short jump. Like that. No, that's the long jump. Fuck! I forget which one's the long one and which one's the short one. It's important to distinguish between these two. Fuck. Not like that. There we go. Because one jumps a bit higher. But of course, Lee has a good option for it, which is like 4 up 3. Magic 4 will always beat this. Into a combo. Whatever you want, basically. But yeah, Magic 4 in this situation always beats it. Unless this happens. The long jump version actually goes through. Just like that. But yeah, the only option that will beat it, yeah, just like you said, QCB 1. This one, right? This. Is this what you mean? Not QCB. Half sucker back. But yeah, this is a mix-up with all characters though. This right here. But if Akuma player jumps, the Magic 4 will always work. Oh! Wait, I just found the exception. I did not know this exception. Good thing we labbed this. That's why I'm labbing this. What the fuck? What is that? I just found an exception. Yep, Demon Flip 1. Wow. Wow. Yeah, it is timing based. But as I said, most of the time Magic 4. It's very, very good. Against Akuma. 4 up 3, and it's a lot of damage. I mean, sidestep jab works as well, but sometimes this happens. You see this shit? You see what happens here? You have to time it though. Sidestep jab is pretty good. It is pretty good. But there are a lot of things to consider when it comes to even sidestep jabs. It's a little bit iffy. Because if he just does this, your sidestep jab does nothing. Or if he just does this into this. This into the red fireball, which I can't do. What? Wait. Yeah, the red fireball as well. Normally I would recommend just standing and then reacting. If he jumps, do a Magic 4. If he doesn't, just do a normal punish. Like any punish, like 1 to 4. Like I would prefer that. So I just play the mind game instead of doing an option select the sidestep jab. That's what I do personally. But you can also do an option select the sidestep jab, but if your jab is good enough. Sometimes the jab is kinda iffy if your jab is bad. Like Lee's, for example. I would recommend Lee to do like a mind game. Every time I get hit by dual standing 2, I try to react if it stops or he jumps. If he jumps, I do like a jab check or whatever I want. Or the fly. Or if he doesn't, I try to punish it. But yeah, you gotta be careful. Launch you if you jab. Yeah. Of course, it's very, very scary. Before it launches a jab, but if you delay it... Wait. If I do an instant jab, this will launch it. Like that. That's why I try to react a little bit. And do like a delayed jab, or like a Magic 4. Right? Like, I tried to react to the jump. And since the 3, this 3 doesn't counter the launch anymore, which was his fastest option, it's not that scary. That's what I tried to do anyway. Thank you, Andy. Thank you. Okay. Now, what else? That's wall standing 2. Of course, the fireballs. I'll mention them as well, as long as I fucking do them. Why is it so hard to do? There you go. These fireballs are all steppable to the right. As you see, you can't step this to the left, so you have to go to the right. Oh. Although there are some exceptions to this as well. Like if you're already stepped to the left a little bit, wait. This might catch you if you try sidewalking like this. So what you have to do is step. Just tap down. To make this a 100% thing, tap down. Tap down, and you don't punish it. If you have the read on the red fireball, just tap down. Don't sidewalk. Sidewalk doesn't work sometimes. Actually, most of the time it doesn't work. So you have sidestep with a down tap. But this will be a hard read. Also, it's the same with the 2 fireball. Wait. I don't know why I can't do it. Hand gaming with Akuma. I'm just not used to it. It's the same with this one. Tap down. Both red fireballs can be easily stepped and punished. Okay, now the mind game after this. This has a mind game. I don't think a lot of people realize this, because everyone gets caught after it, after this fireball. The 3-hit fireball, the 3-block fireball has a mind game. So this fireball, which you block only once, is -12. This is punishable. 1 to 4. The other red fireball, this one, which you block 3 times, bam. You see that? Is -1. This is not punishable. So you have to be able to distinguish. Like, do not try to punish this, because a very common Akuma mind game is this into dick jab. This into dick jab into combo, you know, you're dead. If you try to punish it, dick jab, you're dead, right? That's it, you're dead. He has a bar, basically dead. So do not try to punish this. Learn to distinguish between these two. Only this, as I said, is -1. Distinguish between the two, and maybe try to low parry the dick jab sometimes, because it's very, very common. Very common. But yeah, -1. Gotta be careful there. Also, have to know this. When this is not a clean hit, like this, and the fireball catches you, you cannot punish this most of the time. Like normally, this is -14, alright? Like this. -14. But if this is not a clean hit, and you block the fireball, it doesn't become 14 anymore. Right? Look at this. The frames are like changing. -11, -12, -11. That was a clean hit. -10, you see? So that's why, even after this, like Lee has a pretty decent long range 13 frame punish, but it's not always a punish. So you have to know this. Don't go for this. It's not worth it. You see that? Not a punish. Not a punish. So even if you block the fireball, just because of this down 3 not being clean hit and you being far away, the fireball's frames changes. The only time it's 100% -14 is you block both of them. Like that. 100% -14. Just like that. Or of course if you just block a regular fireball very close up. Just like this. -14. But the most common situation when you block a fireball is this one. This right here. When down 3 it's not a clean hit and you block the fireball. That's the most common one. The sad thing is you can't really do anything about this. You can't sidestep it or anything. I wish you could do something at least, but you just eat it. And there's also a mind game after this, by the way. After this, non-clean hit fireball, Akuma players do a dick jab again, or down 3 again. Something like that. Because the thing is, after this, a lot of players try to go in and start pressure, right? Because, you know, -11, it's their turn, or -10, it's their turn. But since you're trying to go in with a dash, Akuma player would catch you with a down jab, just like that. So Aqua players just have a lot of setups with dig jabs. Like this, dig jab fireball. Because you're trying to go in, like do a down forward 1, counter hit, you're dead. Right? So be careful there as well. Same stuff, dig jab setup. Maybe a down 3 setup. But it's a setup, so be careful. Okay. Another dig jab setup I have to talk about is after forward forward 4. After this, on block, it's 0 for both. It's very much worth it for you to challenge this sometimes. Because you have to force the Akuma player to not take his turn. It's not plus anymore. But then comes the mind game, which is the forward forward 4 into dig jab. Which beats literally everything, right? It's 10 frames. 0, 10 frames beats everything. Unless you dig jab yourself. That's a different matter though. So, you have to expect this. Just know that it's a mind game. Sometimes low parry. Sometimes press. But as I said, it is a mind game. The most common options after this, forward forward 4, is forward 4. Because a lot of people like to step after this. Like that. Or step into buttons. Look at the counter. Forward 4 is very common. So sidestep duck, if you want to like read on that, while still stepping a down forward 1, for example. Like if he does a down forward 1 here, you can do a sidestep duck, and you beat both options. Right? So sidestep duck is good if you read this. And punish it, of course. He might do this as well for tracking. But this is riskier, because you know, you can duck it. Like that. So most of the time they do forward 4s. Expect that. Okay, now after this. The options after this. Akuma has, of course, this into another this, which is the most common option. A lot of Akuma players love doing this. But you have to dash in. Wait, let me try to do it correctly. Like that. Like this. So what you have to do is get up and duck. That's what you have to do. Against this anyway. But then they do the wall running 3, which is like they're kind of a mid mix up for this one right here. Which you can't really do anything about. But you can react to this. If you're ducking, you can try to get up. But it's hard, of course. You might get hit. And it's plus on block. Plus 4. Well, plus 7. It depends on how it hits, but it's at least plus 4. And you can't really do anything about this little thing. See, that tracks. Unless the one little exception is tip range down 4. Sometimes you can sidestep it. Sometimes. But most of the time this will track. So I would not recommend trying sidestepping it. Right? It just tracks most of the time. Which is dumb. Very, very dumb. It shouldn't track, but it is what it is. Okay, that's the down 4 mix-up. That will happen most of the time. They might do something like use the frames because you're afraid with down forward 1 or down 3. Like do this, run up to you, down 3. Because you're afraid, right? So expect something like that as well. Okay. Okay, I mean, oh, you mean like a 3+4, for example, right? If you do a 3+4, that's pretty risky. I mean, it will work against both of these options. But there's like a weird interaction here that has happened to me before, where the Akuma actually makes this whiff. Like goes over this. There's a weird interaction here sometimes, but this does beat both options. Oh, and since you're talking about that, you'll also beat this, and you'll get a combo. Like that. But as I said, it's very risky. Just depending on how it hits on the while running 3, you might get a combo just like I showed. So that's good to know. If you do decide to do the 3+4 get up, that's how you do it. Okay. What was I talking about? Yeah, this. Since I talked about this, right? This is one of the mind games on this. Most likely you'll block it most of the time. This one. So after this on block, you're minus. So Akuma will like play a mind game with you. Close enough for a down 3, right? They might do this or this. Or maybe even this as a mid mix-up. Basically any mid mix-up like down forward 1, down forward 2, 1. I don't know, sometimes they might do it. Forward 4, 2. Forward 4 they might try to do as well. But yeah, they will try to mix you up with the mid with down 3. Is what they're gonna try to do. Like this into down 3 fireball. Unblock. But the thing is, you have to know that after this, you can either sidestep it, depends on how minus you are. If it's -4, you step it, but I would not recommend it, because most of the time you are not -4. You're at least -5. At -5, you can't step it. Wait, let me -5. -5. You cannot step it, it's a clean hit. The best thing to do here is just a clean backdash. Although you have to time it. If you mash backdash, you may fuck it up. It's possible that you don't, but you may fuck it up and get a clean hit. So time your backdash on the block stun and get away from the down 3. This is the best option you can do. But as I said, do not punish the fireball. As I mentioned, it's -10, don't try to punish it. And after this, they might try a dick jab. Because it's a mind game, which I talked about at the start, right? Okay. So the best option is a backdash after that. What else? Back 4. I won't talk about frames, this month's 13 if I remember correctly. I don't think it's 14. Yeah, it's 13. What else? I mean, the jumping things, if you get hit by some of these, you have to like take it. You're gonna be a lot of minus most of the time. So do a clean backdash just like with wall running 3. Right? Just do clean backdashes. Most of the time when you're minus, a backdash is your best option because sidestepping does not work. Like after this, on block, you're too minus to even try a sidestep. Like that. Exactly like that. So the clean hit will hit you. So a clean backdash is the best thing you can do. No stepping, you're playing 2D, go backwards. Okay. What else? It's important to note the forward 3, yeah, forward 3 and down forward 1. Forward 3, which a lot of Akuma players use to check you, is step to the left. Like that. To the right, it has a bit of tracking, but it also can be step to the right. Like that. But normally I would recommend to go to the left. For forward 3. Because down forward 1 as well, have to go to the left. Like both of them have a slight tracking to the right. That's why I would recommend left. And the same with down 3. Unless you're like +5, not plus, -5. Down 3 step to the left as well. And if you react to it, you can launch it. Although it does recover kinda quickly. That's why going left is most of the time good, unless you're stepping with the red fireball here. Which I already talked about, right? This red fireball. This one. These are the exceptions when you go to the right. Most of the time I like going to the left. Okay. What else? I mean, he does have a tracking move, a good tracking move. With forward 4, I talked about this after this, right? They use this to catch you. And it's counter with launcher. And it recovers very, very quickly, so I would be very, very afraid of punishing this. As you see, that was not a punish, right? It recovers kind of quickly. They might use forward 3 for tracking. And the back 2. Back 2 being his safest and one of the best tracking tools, basically. Countered launcher, mid, safe, and tracking. Like, you don't need anything else you want, basically. Like that. Okay. What else? Oh, he also has this as a tool to track. Right? But this is exactly the same, but it doesn't have a counter launching property. Oh yeah, one more thing I forgot to mention about forward 4. If you hit this, like this, you can actually mash. You're only -2. So mashing here is not a bad idea. Sometimes do it down 4, while standing 4. Like this. Mashing is not a bad idea after this. You're not that much minus. Okay. What else? Don't need that. Down 3, down 4. Yeah, they might try to do this as a mid-mix-up at the wall. Like, for example, like they do this mix-up into, not this, into this as a mid-mix-up. Like, they will mix this up with down 3. A lot of Akuma players like doing that, for like less risk, of course. So if you block this, one of the best things you can do, when you block it most of the time you'll be at the wall. One of the best things you can do with those frames is get out of the wall. Instead of pressing anything, the best thing you can do, in my opinion, is to get out of the wall. Like, you block this, just sidestep away. Away from the wall. Get away as fast as possible. So Akuma with the wall is scary, and you do not want to be there. Using your frames to get away from the wall is very good, especially in this matchup. Okay. What else? I mean, you can also mash your +8. You can try that, but yeah. What else? Yeah, Akuma's DP. I think most people know this is invincible, so most of the time you have to be waiting for it. The things that I will like recommend, like the situation where you have to wait, is after a wall combo. For example, if you do this, and you're trying to apply pressure, expect a DP in this situation, right? A DP most likely can come out in this situation. Or if not after this, maybe if you do a down forward 1, they block it, maybe after that, right? Most likely it's coming. You have to like think of that. They have a meter, they have like lowish HP, most of the time they use it when they have low HP. DP most likely is coming, so you have to be waiting for it. Sometimes it's unpredictable, but yeah. Oh, and also, one more very important thing I have to talk about. Of course, you have to manage his meter, right? You have to look at his meter if he has it or not. That's like very basic when you're playing against Akuma. You have to know if they have a meter or not. But the one thing when you don't care about DP, the one situation, which is really important in my opinion, is when you have a lot of HP. If you have a lot of HP, like 70% for example, 70% HP, that's like good enough. And he has like lowish HP, you can think like he has no meter for DP at all. You're basically exchanging your HP for his meter. And sometimes it is worth it. Especially, as I said, if you have very high HP, it's not gonna kill you. You do something like this, he has a meter, and you have high HP, don't be afraid of the DP, just keep going. Applying the pressure. Apply your pressure. And if they do DP, that's good for you. That is very good for you. So that's what I would recommend. Plump. Wall situation when you try to tech roll. Yeah, after their combo, most of the time, most Akuma players will do a normal combo, but they might try to do like tech roll shenanigans, right? This into down, this into jump, right? Or whatever it is. The things I would recommend after this, I can't do the tech roll, I don't know how to do it, but most of the things that I would recommend after this is a delayed tech roll. Because if you delay a tech roll, the Akuma player has to readjust themselves purposefully to hit you. So a delayed tech roll is one of the good options that you can do there. Don't immediately tech roll, like don't mash 2, right? Or 1, or 3, or 4, anything, don't mash. Wait a little bit and delay your tech roll with a 2. Wait, I'll show you the delay tech roll. I won't be able to show you the tech trap because, as I said, I can't do it. Not an Akuma player. Shit. To the wall! To the wall! Okay. Like something like this, wait a bit, and tech roll. That is what you call a delayed tech roll. Like wait just a little bit before bashing it, and then tech roll, which delays your tech roll just a little bit so you have more invincibility frames. Which is good to do in most situations against Akuma in my opinion. But yeah, okay. Now after a tech roll, this is actually very important as well. After you tech roll, the Akuma player will most likely mix you up, right? It's Akuma, of course. They have a meter. Even if they don't have a meter, most likely they'll mix you up with a down 3 into this, right? This one right here. You tech roll, they're gonna sidestep with you or just dash with you. You're gonna be in down 3 range. So you have to guess. When you tech roll, immediately hold back if you're guessing a down 3 is coming. If you think a down 3 is coming, immediately hold down back after your tech roll. Do not wait for it, because this is too fast to wait for. It's just like a hell sweep, basically. You have to hold down back immediately after a tech roll. Like tech roll, keep holding down back. But only if you're guessing the low is coming, of course. If you're guessing the mid is coming, you're gonna get fucked. If you do that. But it's a guess. It's basically a guess. Because they're gonna try to mix you up with this. Or, as I said, not this. This one right here. So, you gotta guess. After a tech roll. Unless, you know, they jump over you, try to do some shenanigans. Just react to what's happening. But most of the time, you have to guess. Okay. What else? Wait, let me change the song. There it is. This is much better. Okay, what else? What else? I'm missing something with Akuma. I talked about tech roll situation, I talked about the tech trap. You have to delay tech roll most of the time. Even normal situation, I would recommend the delay tech roll against Akuma. What else? This is a mid mix up, of course you just punished it, minus 13. Can't really do much else. I talked about down 3, non-clean hit fireball. I talked about down 3 in general, sidestep to the left. Talked about all this. Yeah, this is minus 13 as well. I would talk about this, but I would not recommend punishing this. This. Because sometimes people try to punish this, and they get hit by a fireball into free combo, basically, and you're basically dead, right? Okay. But yeah, do know that double dick jab like this is minus 13. But as I said, not recommended to punish this, because if they do fireball, they have meter, you're gonna get comboed. You don't flip 3, this. I mean, they might use this as a keep out, but it's not as scary anymore. Latest patch, like this used to be a counter hit launcher. Wait. Shit, what the hell? This used to counter hit launch. Doesn't launch anymore. So, checking him isn't as scary anymore. Or trying to whiff punish. If you see a jump, you can try a whiff punisher. And you won't get launched anymore, basically, with a counter hit. So checking him or trying to punish the jump is a little bit easier. How to get him when they spam fireballs? And when you get close, they jump. Oh, so yeah, the fireballs. They do a lot of fireballs. The easiest way to deal with this is to sidestep left. Because the fireball actually has a little bit of tracking to the right for some reason. Just a little bit, because whenever I find myself sidestepping to the right, I find myself blocking a lot more than to the left. So I would suggest sidestep left, as I normally would. So sidestep left, try to punish the fireball with like a long range move you have. As a Mishima, I try to electric it if I'm close enough with like a Wave Electric, Dash Electric, that's pretty good. As I can also do forward 3, Devilging can do forward 3 plus 4. Heihachi can do, I don't know, Electric I guess, or forward 2, forward 3, something like that. As long as it's long range, you can punish it. But if you can't punish it, and you're like very close, just be careful. As one of the guys in the chat, Let's Do Better. Nice name. Let's Do Better. They might like jump back into a fireball. Right? If you get too close. But it's the same principle. You sidestep punish it. This is actually very minus. Very, very minus. See that? That's a punish. But you have to be careful. But it's the same principle, basically. Joko is challenging Super Akuma Power Push 442. Yes, that's a special interaction. The thing about that is Joka knew that this is a high, right? And 442 has some kind of high crushing flames. So what he was hoping for is, even if this did come out, he was hoping for it to get crushed and maybe launch him regardless. That's why he was doing it. But Super Akuma kinda adapted. It's very risky to do that because you can just, you know, keep on charging, absorb it, and then punish you. Which is very risky, and this did happen a couple of times. But what Joko was hoping for was like, you know, if he finishes it, I will crush it. If he doesn't finish it and like cancels it like this, I'll just get free damage, right? That's what he was hoping for. But as I said, it's risky. But if you want to like punish Akuma players spamming this into neutral, you have to do a low or anything that has high crushing. That's a mid, not a high. Like, for example, a forward 4 does work. But high's a little bit iffy because they're a little bit, you know. They're kinda, what's the word? Risky. Of course you can use them, like forward 4, please. You see I can, see? That does this. It's the same principle behind Heihachi's forward 4 too. But it's the same kind of risk. If you do it too early, you might get punished. Especially if they react to this and you need to finish it, right? Have to be careful. Right? But it's also an option that you have, wait. Okay, I am blocking it most of the time, but as I said, it's a bit risky because you might get hit, depending on the timing. This is a tough matchup for Julia, really? The Akuma matchup. Yeah, I don't know much about the Julia Akuma matchup. I'll have to like lab it separately. Yeah, 4 is also an option you can do Monad, but it is a bit risky because depending on the timing you use it, you might get caught. Oh, I almost forgot. There's a setup with this. Akuma players have a setup with this power crush. So what they do is do this. Don't finish it. Into this. Like, you do this. And they'll down 3 you. When they absorb it though. Shit. So they absorb it, and instead of doing anything, they will just dash forward and do a down 3. And it catches a lot of people. So that's why it's very important never stop moving against Akuma. Like, always backdash. No matter what you do, just backdash. Because this also a setup. A lot of people get caught by this because they're, you know, frozen. After you know the situation, when he absorbs it, most people just stay frozen expecting like this. Or maybe they duck, do a fuzzy duck, and then get up. That's why this works so well. This, cancel into down 3. Another setup. You just have to know it exists. You may still get caught, right? But you gotta know it exists. What else? No. Oh yeah, this is also a setup. Talking about setups. This into dick jab. Another dick jab setup. Like that. Because most people try to retaliate afterwards while staying for it. It looks punishable. In my opinion, this looks very punishable. I try to punish it sometimes. Right? But most of the time, if you do try to punish it, a dick jab will, you know, counter it you. Oh, what the hell? Another dick jab setup. Basically, Akuma is a character with a lot of dick jab setups. See that? So you have to be careful about stuff like that. As I said, never stop moving. If you stop backdashing, you're gonna be in clean hit range. Because if you're doing this, do like instant low parry, get up, this will hit you. So that's why you never stop backdashing. The backdash literally saves you in almost every situation. Doesn't matter what character you're playing, a backdash will save you. Most of the time. Even Giga's backdash will save you. Okay. What else? I mean, I won't talk about DP punishment. You just, you know, do as much damage as possible. Maybe 4-3, delay top kick, whatever you need. You can punish this pretty easily as well. Just a hop kick. You don't need an electric or anything. Or down 4-2, but the hop kick is recommended, or 4-3 is recommended. I think that's it. I told you guys about a lot of dig jab setups. But you can literally expect the dig jab against... in any situation. Almost any situation you can expect it. Duelist Laboratory. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, you can even expect they have to down 1-2. You can do... they can do down 1-2 into dig jab setup again. Like that. Even this is a setup. A lot of dig jab setups. So you gotta expect them literally every time. 4-4 into dig jab, another setup. This into dig jab. A lot of setups. They are especially useful at the end of rounds. When Akuma has very low HP, expect these kind of setups. Expect the dig jab setup. Or a down 3 setup. Most of the time, that's what they will do. Most of the time. So either low parry or backdash away just to not get hit. Yeah, that's it. I talked about sidestep left. Most of the time you have to low parry this character. Do not block this character unless they spam down 4s. Only reason to block is if they spam this. And at like certain ranges you have to be ducking because that's the only thing that will reach, right? This, like this. And you have to be careful with the punish. Sometimes while staying 2 of these may not reach, right? Like that. See that? It may not reach. But I think Lee has up 4-3. Yeah, this is a very good punish that Lee has. Up 4-3-4. Okay. What else? I think that's it. Do Lars and Lydia have a decent anti-air move? Lars has to jab. I don't think he has like a actual anti-air. He has the delay jab, and I don't know about Lydia. Maybe her magic 4 is good. But the delay jab is decent in general. But yeah, that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, that was a long one. But yeah, thank you YouTube for watching, and see you till next time.